Hi guys, welcome back to Yeast channel, and today I'm sharing with you some fresh homemade bread. This is Foccacia style. It's great with lentils, with soup. You can enjoy it with your favorite dip, and everyone in the family is going to love it. So let's have a look at the ingredients. I'm using 2 cups and 1/4 whole wheat flour. This is the same flour that I used to make roti or paratha. So in the bowl here, 2 cups and 1/4 of flour. We will also use vegetable oil. Now I don't want to call it Foccacia because Foccacia uses olive oil, and this is a regular vegetable oil, whatever I had in my pantry. We will also use 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, finely chopped. Now who doesn't like garlic bread? And for spices, I'm using rosemary and thyme along with salt and pepper. So 1 teaspoon each of rosemary and thyme. And we will use quick rise instant yeast. This is a small 8-gram pack. You can also use traditional yeast, and the yeast will help us give a little bit more rise to our bread. I'm using 1 teaspoon of honey for sweetness. You can also use sugar if you don't have honey on hand, although it's one of our pantry staples. Salt and pepper here, 1 teaspoon each. So let's put all our dry ingredients in the bowl. So along with the flour, I'm adding garlic. Yum, garlic bread. And our spices, salt, pepper, rosemary and thyme. We will sprinkle them in and we'll quickly give them a quick mix, and we'll allow the yeast to rise. So mixing dry ingredients with the flour, set this bowl aside. Pour 8 grams of yeast in a cup and add in 1/3 cup of water. Water should be lukewarm, not too hot, not too cold, slightly warmer than room temperature, and add in honey. Just mix all these ingredients. Let this mixture stand for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we will add it along with the flour. All right, so adding it right in the center there, and then we'll make the dough. So adding oil, just leave 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil, which we will brush on top of the dough later on. So don't add all the oil in, but most of it. Mixing the oil well, then we will add in water gradually up to 1 cup max. You want to have a nice smooth dough. I like the idea of using whole wheat rather than all-purpose flour. That way our bread is slightly more healthy. All right, here everything has combined together. Our dough is looking good. We will let it stand for about an hour. I'm adding oil on top so that the bread doesn't dry out. You will also cover it with a wet kitchen cloth or even a wet paper towel. Place it in a warm place and let it just stand. With traditional yeast, it might take a couple hours, but you can see within 1 hour, 60 minutes, our dough has risen. Now we will transfer it in our baking pan. So I'm just putting that oil we had, brushing it onto our pan. Now you can make any shape of the dough. You can put it in your bread pan if you want, or a dish like this. You can keep it thick, you can thin it out. This kind of bread rises a little bit, not a whole lot, so you can shape it accordingly. All right, we will sprinkle rest of the oil on top. We have preheated the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and we are going to put our bread right at that bottom rack. So we'll put our baking pan in there, and then we will let it cook at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20-25 minutes. So the top will become brown. It will have a nice crust, but it will be soft inside. And that's the beauty of this Foccacia bread. It will have so much flavor from rosemary, from thyme. You get a bite of garlic. That's why it's great as a bread along with the soup, with the dal, especially lentil curry. All right, look at this. It's still steaming hot. I can't wait to share it with my family members. We are going to dig right in. You can see it's soft, but the outer shell is thick crust. That's why it can be used as croutons along with the salad as well. You can make a Caesar salad with this kind of a bread. All right, I'm going to enjoy it with some eggplant dip. That's paratha. I have some leftovers. You can also make sandwiches with it. If you like dal, enjoy a piece of bread along with the dal. There's something about homemade bread. So give it a try and enjoy.